always light if we're brave enough to see it, only if we're brave enough to be it. Amanda Gorman. Special dates filter out special people. If I were to ask 1,000 people, what's the day of Christmas? What's February 14th? What's Juneteenth? I bet in unison, all 1,000 people would state the day, make mention of what they did on each of those days, or even in a justified attempt, state the meaning of each specified day. I was born March 25th. I married in July 2004. I gave birth to my first child in August 2005. I gave birth to my second child September 2008. Divorced February 2014, and on December 18th, 2015, I was in pain. December 18th, 2015 is a significant day for me. This is the day I was inducted to live among the greats. To understand the meaning of the greats, one must digress to religion. Religion is a key factor when being inducted. Religion has a detailed, honorable creed to live by. The creed is designed as a life guide that may include topics such as suffering. Not only does the creed describe suffering, but most importantly, how one comes through challenges, or how one pushes through rock-solid boundaries. The statement is, when God closes one door, He opens another bigger and greater than the next. But the question is, how? My role as a school counselor is to assist students in gaining self-awareness. When speaking to students that are experiencing a distressing situation, one of my techniques that I like to use is the phrase, I salute you. I salute them by stating, now you are among the greats. By definition, great means above the norm and average. Greats such as those that have endured anguish comparable to the greats like Job, greats like David, greats like Esther, and greats like Ruth. On December 18, 2015, I was experiencing an unbearable pain. I was numb physically, mentally, and spiritually, and I couldn't feel my face, and life was leaving my body. This day, I was given a blood transfusion. This day, I held hands with the doctors and the nurses to pray over 4 pints of blood that was to be given to me. This day, my children sat in silence with blank faces watching these petrifying events unfold. This day, my mother fell to her knees and cried, using every available resource to ensure my survival. This day, my dad reestablished the bond that was created between him and I during the delivery of my birth. This day, my stepdad committed to driving me to work and to my doctor's appointments so that my quest for life continued. This day, my eldest brother placed tunnel vision glasses over my eyes and said, let's go get it. This day, I called my principal and begged him not to give away my job. This day, my family and friends arose like the phoenix from the ashes to support me, to rebuild me one body part at a time. And after 4 days of testing, the doctors provided a clear-cut diagnosis of multiple myeloma, a rare blood cancer found in the bone marrow. And as a consequence, this was the day I was inaugurated to become a member of this private club known as the Greats. The formality of this ceremony was just like any other induction ceremony. There was a cocktail hour. Friends and family were in support, sitting in the audience, and the only inductee sitting center stage, awaiting to receive her symbols of honor for a life ceremony titled, When Death Comes Knocking at Your Door, was me. I received the infamous awards of grief and agony. I was presented with 5 medals on this 18th day of December, one of denial, one of anger, one of bargaining, one of depression, and one of acceptance. I accepted all that was presented to me with the exception of acceptance. Again, Special dates filter out special people. If I were to ask 1,000 people what's significant about December 18, 2015, I bet in unison all 1,000 people would Google to find out the significance of this day, or make mention of what they were doing on this day, or even in a justified attempt, state the meaning of this specific day. On this life-changing day when death came knocking, I was armed with 5 clusters: friends and families, co-workers, self, religion, resources, and books. I channeled my inner Harriet Tubman in Sojourner Truth by following the North Star, seeking and exploring the importance of having a true relationship with self and God, by utilizing and administering a course of action of what is known as the 3 Ps. The power of intention, the power of manifestation, and the power to be. The 3 Ps have always been a part of my life, starting with my birth. I was to be born May 7th, yet I was born March 25th. In the womb, my intention was to enter in this world fast and with intent and purpose. I was born prematurely at home, delivered by my dad, the only girl of 4 boys and known to be feisty. My second use of the 3 Ps is while sitting on my grandparents' porch during the hot summer months in Alabama, wishing and longing for Larry Powell to walk down the street in front of my grandparents' house so that I could get a glimpse of his light brown eyes before it was time for me to go inside. When I was in the running to become Miss CHS and I placed among the top 5, or when I auditioned for my college dance team, the ASU Stingettes. Nonetheless, my most notable uses of the 3 Ps was on December 18th, 2015. The power of intention is to be deliberate about seeking your greatest passion and greatest desire. You see, intention is making things happen. As I explored intention, the author of The Power of Intention says, intention isn't something I do, but something I connect to. He speaks about the power of intention by way of a trolley car strap. He states the trap was attached to the trolley, and only the trolley symbolizes the flow of power of intention. The author suggests imagining the strap attached to the trolley is a symbol of reaching intention, and because of the attachment, he could then trust that he would reach his destination. After my diagnosis with multiple myeloma, I professed to God that I wanted to live. More importantly, I wanted to be able to provide a level of exposure and protection to my children that only a mother could. In this instance, my life wasn't attached to my children. My children, like the author's trolley, awakened and stimulated the flow of power of intention. And even though my life was in God's hands, they, my children, allowed me to reach intention and have faith that I would live. This process is called the pathway to mastery. I understood I had to be disciplined about my health, taking my meds and eating to thrive. I understood that it was okay to have my feelings as I needed to have, but I couldn't fall victim to any of the negative feelings that I harbored or set up shop on what my sister friends and I call Denise Street. I understood that I had something to live for, my family, my friends, my job, and I had to surrender it all to my Maker, and I understood that God was my lifeline. The power of manifestation is seeing your intuitions come to fruition. I'm a firm believer that intentions start in your heart and manifest by way of your tongue. Religious principles such as daily affirmations, prayers, mindfulness, meditation play an essential role in the power of manifestation. These basic beliefs assist us to tap into our inner resources to bring about peace and connection to a higher power. Mark 11:24 says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe it and you will receive it, and it is yours." Have you ever heard of the phrase, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all? I can remember after my stem cell transplant, I confessed to my mother, if I had to do this over again, I would rather die. I remember my mother saying, "We're here, Miki. We are here to support you." And shortly after moving to Atlanta and experiencing a devastating job interview letdown, I gave up. But God said, trust me. The author of The Tongue, A Creative Force says, faith is your voice of authority. Be careful what you authorize things to do. You see, cancer wasn't going to defeat me. Remember, the intent starts in your heart, and the power of manifestation gives way by the tongue. My intention was set. I wanted to live. I needed to, in an instant, instill all things great into my children in the event that I would not be here. I had several conversations, one of which was my most profound conversation with my dear friend concerning who will carry the torch for me as it relates to my children in case of an abrupt absence. Birthed through this conversation was my introduction to Deepak Chopra, fuchsia lipstick, and a trip to the barbershop. This conversation revealed my need to be centered and focused. I began listening to a 21-day meditation series called Grace and Gratitude. I made the decision to be grateful for the journey and to give grace to myself. My second most profound conversation was about boundaries and acceptances and recognizing that some people show up in your life simply as a bonus. My third insightful experience was my yoga introduction. Through meditation and yoga, I decided my intention for life will be manifested. I listened to mantras, practiced yoga breathing exercise, and listened to the Word of God. I began to see the fruits of my labor. I wanted and needed to set the healing tone for not only me, but my children and my family. I was among the greats. My circle of love and all things that I loved helped heal me by speaking life into me, sometimes all together and sometimes one by one. Logistically, this is the simplest power of the 3 Ps, yet the hardest to carry out. After the intent is declared and has been manifested, the true, authentic self will emerge, and one has no choice but to be grateful, brave, and confident. As I pondered over the December 18, 2015 induction ceremony, there was one more award I desperately wanted to receive: the award of acceptance. The intent was set, and all that I had asked God for on this roller coaster journey was making sense to me. The author of The Power of Now says, presence is the key. The now is the key. Surrender is simple but profound wisdom of yielding to, then opposing the flow of life. The stars were aligned. I grasped the fact that if living is the objective, I have to first plant the intention, speak to the intention, and just be. Remember, the journey is the journey. Remember, you can always make a stack play, utilizing your supporting 5 to reset your mindset and exercise the 3 Ps, the power of intention, the power of manifestation, and the power to be. Try this experience with me. Close your eyes. Imagine it is Sunday. This is your day. Imagine the weather. Imagine the time of day. Imagine the smell of day. Someone either knocks on your door or rings your doorbell. Upon opening the door, you see a box and no one else. As you start to pick up the box, or even before you open the box, think about what could be in the box. Think about what you want in the box. Think about what you crave to be in the box. Is it peace in the box? Is it confidence in the box? Is it freedom in the box? Is it love in the box? Whenever, whatever your intent and hope or desire to be determined in the box, sprinkle it all over your body, or clap your hands making a cloud of smoke and allow the dust to uncover your body. And exercise the 3 Ps: the power of manifestation, the power of intention, and the power to be.